Welcome to another crochet tutorial with Cosy Rosie UK. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the simple chevron. This can be used in so many different crochet projects. I've recently used it myself in a crochet cushion cover and it really comes out beautifully, making the most when you're using more than one colour, and even a great texture if you're just using it in one single colour. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and of course hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on another one of my crochet tutorials again. So for materials today, I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook, and I've also got two different colours of Lovecraft's Simply Chunky. I've got the washed teal and the stormy grey, some of my favourite colours. And we're going to get started by just selecting one of your colours and placing a slip knot onto your crochet hook just to get started. So the simple chevron itself is worked into the chain straight away. You don't need to do a foundation unless you want to. And it worked in multiples of 10 stitches, so 10, 20, 30 stitches. And then if you're doing a blanket and you're starting off your foundation, you do maybe say 200, you would still need to add on one extra stitch to finish the stitch pattern. And then when you're doing your foundation chain, you'll have, say, that way we're going to do 21 plus an extra 3 for the turning chain. So first things first, let's get our chain done. We are going to chain 24, okay? So that's 20 stitches plus 1 plus the extra 3 for our turning chain. So once your slip knot's on, you simply just bring your hook through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 22, 23 and 24. So we have our chain of 24, and we're first of all going to start by working into the 4th chain from hook. So remembering that this loop doesn't count, we've got chain number 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to place a treble crochet in UK terms, a double crochet in US terms, into that 4th chain from hook. So we yarn over the hook, insert, yarn over to draw a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So this chain 3 that we left at the beginning does count as a double crochet, and then we have 2 double crochets into that first chain effectively. Over the next 3 chains, we're going to work a double crochet into each of those chains. So we yarn over and insert the hook into that next chain, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's number 1. Do the same into the next stitch along. So place another a double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and then into that 3rd one, we work another double crochet. To start the wave or the chevron in this stitch pattern, we're then going to work a 3 double crochet together. So over the next 3 chains, we're going to bring those in together and reduce the stitch count by 3. So these 3 chains will come up into 1 stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert the hook into the first chain, yarn over, bring a loop up. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to stop there and repeat this part of just doing the first half of the stitch into the next 2 chains as well. So we yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over to bring a loop up. We now have 4 loops on our hook. Going to yarn over and just pull through those first 2 loops. And that leaves us with 3 loops remaining on our hook. For a 3rd time, we're going to yarn over and insert the hook into that 3rd chain along, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops. You should have 4 loops remaining on your hook. And to complete the stitch, we yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. So that brings the work together and helps to create the chevron. Once we've done the 3 double crochet together, we're going to place a treble crochet into the next 3 stitches or chains. So we yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain along, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's number 1. Going to do it into the next chain, another double crochet. That's 2. And for the third one, another double crochet. And then we're going to work into this next chain along. We're going to work 3 treble crochets into the same stitch. So we just literally do 3 treble crochets or 3 double crochets in US. So we yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, bring a loop up, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that's number 1. Going to work into the same chain again. So we yarn over for number 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And number 3, we're placing into the same chain again. And this creates the peak of our chevron. Can't quite see it yet, but you can see it's starting to create a bit of a wave there. So the next part, we're going to place 3 treble crochets over the next 3 chains. So it's really important to make sure you get that next one and don't skip that chain. So place a double crochet into 1, number 2, oops, try that again, so this is number 2, and then into number 3. And we're going to repeat the 3 double crochet together over the next 3 chains. So we yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over and pull through those first 2 loops, stopping there, leaving those 2 loops on the hook. We yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, and that leaves us with 3 loops on our hook. Then into that third chain along, going to insert, yarn over to bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops. We've got those 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Now you might have noticed I pulled down as I was bringing my hook through. That's just to ensure that I don't catch my hook on any of those loops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops or 4 stitches remaining. So we're going to continue the repeat up to the last chain. So we're going to work across the next 3, placing a double crochet into each of those. And then in that final chain, oops, dropped again. Goodness me, sorry. That's number 3. So in the final chain, we're going to match the other end of here where we have these 2 treble or 2 double crochets into that first stitch by working 2 double crochets into that last chain. That's 1, and then we place number 2 as well. So at the end of row 1, you can already see we have that lovely gentle chevron style coming along. Obviously, you've got a really massive chain. If you're making a blanket or even a cushion cover, you just continue the same repeat. So we're going to change colours and do row 2 together. You can do it in the same colour. You'll still see the wonderful texture, but I think it would just show up a little bit more clearly if we change colours. So let me just find the end of this yarn. So I'm going to add in this new colour by just placing it over my hook and bringing it through. I pull down on the first colour just to secure that in, and then I'm ready to move on to row 2. So you can turn your work or you can chain first, whichever works best for you. I tend to do my chain first and then turn. So to start row 2, we're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And then we're going to begin our first stitch working into that stitch underneath our chain. So it's that very first chain there, first stitch there. We're going to place another treble crochet. So this gives us the equivalent of 2 treble crochets into that first stitch, 2 double crochets in US terms. And then we're going to continue with the same pattern repeat that we had before. So we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. That's number 2 and then number 3. We're then going to work a 3 double crochet together, or double crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches. Now you can see where we did that previously, and we're going to work it into the stitches either side. So if you ever lose count, not sure where you are, look for what looks like a bit of a cluster, and we're going to repeat it over the top. So we yarn over the hook, insert the hook, bring that loop up, yarn over and just pull through those first 2 loops. Stop there and yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, bring a loop up. We're going to yarn over and just pull through those first 2 loops, yarn over and insert your hook into the 3rd stitch along, yarn over to bring another loop up, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops. It leaves you with your 4 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over, pull down gently and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. The next 3 stitches, we work 1 double crochet or treble crochet in the UK terms into each of the next 3 stitches. So that's number 2 and that's number 3. We're then going to work 3 double crochets into the same stitch, and if you're like me, you like to see the stitch pattern, it's in the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets we did in the last row. So making sure that you're working to the top of that, you're going to place a further 3 treble crochets all into the same stitch. That's number 2 and number 3 all into that same stitch, and that creates the peak. Then over the next 3 stitches we just place 1 double crochet into each stitch along. It's number 2 and there's number 3. We're back to another double crochet 3 together. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through those first 2. Should have your 2 loops remaining. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that next stitch, yarn over, bring a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the 3rd stitch, yarn over, bring another loop up, yarn over, pull through those 2, leaving you with your 4 stitches, or 4 loops, sorry, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. We're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches along, and then we'll reach the end of our row. We've got 1 final stitch, 2 final stitches to place once we've done those 3. So in the top of the turning chain, we need to work 2 double crochets. So the reason that I do my chain before I turn is you see that hole there, that's where you want to insert your hook, just underneath there. Like to push it on. So we just work directly into that hole, placing 2 double crochets into the same place. And that completes row 2. So there we have the start of a beautiful chevron. As you can see, it's quite wavy, it's very lovely, and you can do it in any multitude of colours, from 1 colour up to, goodness, the possibilities are absolutely endless. I really, really like this stitch. If you would like to check out the crochet cushion that I've done in this chevron, I'll pop a link in the description box for you below. But if you want to continue and make a blanket, remember that the chain is multiples of 10 plus 1, plus an extra 3 for your foundation chain, and you can make it as big or as small as you want. The least you'll be able to do is 10 stitches, which would be that section there, of course. So that was our 20. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this crochet tutorial. If you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and of course hit the notification bell so that you don't forget or miss out on any of my future crochet tutorials.